Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Henry. I'm just gonna take my scooter and drop it off over here and I'll show you the lake. Just dropped my scooter right there and you can already see some trash. Beer can right there. There's definitely trash in here. Beer can right there. Hopefully I can get to that one. Beer can right there. Oh yeah, look at that. Right there. 3 cans right there. I think you guys can see that, right? Right there. Yeah, so just picked up a can. There's a couple more cans floating along the shoreline there. Yeah, I kind of feel like people come over and trash this place, right? Unfortunate. Oh well. That's okay. That's what I'm here for. See you guys in the water. So right here at the beginning, before I started to perform the actual dive, I decided to just quickly grab a few of these cans that I can see from the surface and just throw them onto the dock, because I knew if I started my dive at the end there, I might end up silting out everything and I might not be able to see these cans at all. So I like to grab things while I can still see them. So here, right at the beginning of the dive, going a little deeper, this is still underneath the dock though. Immediately ran into some cans. This is like 4 feet of water, 5 feet of water. I think these are the ones that I could see at the end of the dock. So really unfortunate that people discard these over the side. Pair of sunglasses. And then I just found like half of a fishing rod is like the tip. And I really didn't want to, this is like within like a minute into my dive, so I didn't really want to swim with this. So I just went back to the dock, threw it onto the dock, and then started my actual dive. So right away ran into a few beer cans. You can see here is just a lot of silt in the water, or not in the water, but the lake bottom. That's just a crazy amount of silt. Incidentally, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm picking up trash, if I was just scuba diving for the fun of it, I would not be making this much of a mess. But the reality is that to do a cleanup dive, pretty much have to mess up the lake bottom. So as I move a little deeper into the lake, 34, 37 feet there, I start to lose ambient lighting. The reason being is because it was actually a pretty cloudy day. So here we are, 37 feet of water, 13 minutes, 45 seconds into the dive, and definitely a little darker. And I'm kind of like more in the middle or halfway across the lake from the dock at this point. Found a fishing rod. That was a cool find. And then shortly after, probably like 5 minutes after that, I found this I ran into what I thought was just like a normal stand-up paddle, but then it turned out to be these are oars. And then like within 5-10 feet, I found another one. So basically now I got 3 really long, unwieldy items with me. And despite the fact that I'm only like 13, 14 minutes into the dive, I knew that I didn't really want to wrestle with these things, so I decided to head back towards the dock. You can see here that because I got these things on me and I don't really have a way to store them, every time I see a beer can, I have to stop, drop everything in hopes of picking up the beer can and also not lose visibility and lose all of the things that I'm hanging on to. You can see here basically I got to drop everything, find the opening of the onion bag, and then put it back, pick everything back up again. Moving into shallower water, so I got a lot more ambient lighting, 20-something feet. You can see here, this is a better visual. So I got to drop everything, creating a huge silt cloud, find the opening of my bag, and then have to pick everything up again. And this is basically a repeat for everything between here and the dock. So definitely quite annoying because I didn't want to lose any of that because I didn't want to abandon any trash. So scootering back towards the dock, did pick up quite a bit in between where I found those 3 items and the dock. But here I am at the dock, just kind of throwing everything on there. This is where like surface support, when I have Gordon from Hike and RV with me, he's like super helpful because he can actually take these things from me. But as it was, I kind of have to do this on my own. And then after that, I still got a lot of gas, and really I wasn't cold or anything like that, so I decided to keep going. So scootered, and this time I kind of headed in a completely different direction, headed to the right, a section that I'd never been before, and picked up a tiny little, sort of a cheap little fishing net here, and decided to kind of store the beer cans that I found in the net instead of deploying the other onion bag that I have in my pocket. Starting to pick up more beer cans, kind of starting to realize, okay, this may not be the greatest idea because I'm finding a lot of beer cans. I'm not that far from the dock, like maybe 100 feet or so from the dock, so I decided to just kind of keep swimming, keep picking up these beer cans. I still have my scooter with me. It's actually clipped onto me, but I'm now 40, I think it's 43 or 48 minutes into the dive, something like that. And I found this paddle, and now I'm like, oh dear. So I shoved the paddle actually in my belt because I didn't really have a good way to hang on to it. And I see more beer cans, and I just refuse to let these things go. So I'm just kind of swimming along here, and I can see how far away the dock is, but I really didn't have a way to operate the scooter because I'm holding on to all these beer cans with both hands. So I just held onto it all and just kind of swam my way back. It took me a few minutes, but that's okay. Well, that was a fun dive. It's the second dry dive for me. No leaks. Everything was fine. I didn't get as cold, which is awesome. Let's get the weight first. Cans here. Looks like 7 pounds of trash here. That's 2 pounds. Okie dokie, here we go. This is the trash that I got. It looks like 63 beer cans. 3 little containers, 1 food can, 1 pair of sunglasses, 1 fin, 1 fishing rod. I'm not a fishing guy, so you guys can tell me if this is any good. Oh, it's an Ugly Stik. Ugly Stiks are very affordable fishing rods. I don't know. Shimano? That must have, or what does that say? Shakespeare? No. Anyway, okay, whatever the fishing. So this is the funny thing that I found. Those 2 paddles, they are obviously matching, as you can tell by the thing there. So I found it kind of like out there somewhere. I found one, and I thought, oh yeah, okay, well this guy was not having a great day. And then immediately within about 10 feet, I found the other one. So I'm thinking, okay, this guy's having a horrible day. Oh dear. So there we go. 16 pounds of garbage from Grace Lake. Super fun. Long drive for me. 2 hours and 15 minutes to get to this lake. But 16 pounds of trash got out. I wish I could just camp here for a couple of days and just dive like back-to-back days. But unfortunately, I got stuff to do at home. And it's a long drive for me. I wish I could just come and stay out here. With my work at the liquor store, if I know my schedule ahead of time, then I could do that. But unfortunately, I'm on call this week, so basically I didn't get called into work. So boogie my way over here to do a dive, and we'll have to rinse and repeat for tomorrow. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for my Patreon supporters, and also thanks for Pacific Pilsner for sponsoring the dive. Oh, speaking of which, check this is the second time I found one of these cans. You guys tell me if this can is old. You guys tell me if this can is actually the actual Pacific Pilsner, or is this something else? That is really cool. I don't know if this is like just an old can or what. Anyway, this is the second time I found one of these. I found one at the last lake that I was at. Where was I? Shoot, I don't even remember. Anyway, this is the second time I found one of these. All right, you guys. See ya.